out of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shouts out to the early birds, starting with Dun Dun Dun. Jack, what up? I see you. I see you, I see you, I see you. Boy, this Diddy case is it's a roller coaster ride. This is a roller coaster ride. Let a few more of y'all come in and then I'm going in. What's up, Kim? I see you. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's kind of how the court thing work, right? 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down. Boy, you think you got it all figured out, and then next thing you know, boom, boomerang, you know. Come right back at you. So let's get into it, fam. Let's get into it. What's up, Ben? Let's get into it. So, the closing arguments for the Diddy trial is shaping up. It's going down right now. The judge gave the prosecution 4 hours to make his case. So let's see. Okay, we're right there. We're right there on the cusp of the prosecution finishing their case, resting their case. Well, actually, they already rested their case, resting their closing arguments, finishing their closing arguments. We're in the final stages. We're in the home stretch. And now we have a sense of how the closing arguments are playing out, or at least the schedule and timeline are shaping up. Prosecutors and defense were in court on Wednesday while jurors were not present, and they hashed out a schedule for closing arguments with prosecutors going for 4 hours starting Thursday morning. That's today, y'all, and the defense making their case the following day. So, Friday, it's right on point. It's right on point to what we was talking about at the top of the week. And I suspect that there will be a verdict right before the holidays, because I know the judge don't want to. They don't like doing that. They don't want people to, if they can get that verdict before a holiday, they want to get the verdict before the holiday. They don't want people to go into the holidays with that verdict and be subjected to different people asking them questions about the verdict or being manipulated in any kind of manner with their decision. They don't want them to be influenced by anything. So they want that verdict before the holiday. And I think we'll get it. In fact, I know the verdict will come down before the holidays start. So the prosecution started at 10 Eastern. We're now at 12:25 Eastern. So good 2.5 hours. They got about an hour and a half to go. Well, actually, probably about 2 hours because they had to break for lunch. So they go for 2 hours, then break for lunch, and then go another 2 hours and finish up. Based on what the Fed said Wednesday, it appears that Assistant Attorney Christy Slavic will be handling the government's clothing arguments, which is interesting considering prosecutor Maureen Comey is known for her closings. Diddy's defense team is going to make their closing arguments on Friday, and they told the judge, co-lead counsel Mark, I could never say his name, Philo, looks like, but I know that's not how you pronounce it. I actually heard him pronounce it before, and I just forgot how he pronounces his name. But he'll need about 3 hours to make his case to the jurors. Now, let's talk about these sex charges, right? Remember, yesterday the prosecutors dropped a number of charges against Diddy that included the kidnapping. It was, what was it? It was kidnapping. It was the arson and a number of the sex charges, right? Well, the ones that are on the table, that are left on the table, still could produce, if he's found guilty, 15 years to life. So that's still there. But I understand why the prosecution took that arson off the table, took that kidnapping off the table, because they couldn't prove it. And if they had sent the jury into deliberations with and instructed them to give a verdict on that, he would have been found not guilty. Overall, I think they would have found him not guilty immediately, and they understood that. But the prosecution had an ace in the hole, and that's those other sex charges that they feel they did a pretty decent job at proving, which I don't think they did, but they think they did. It's the only hope they really have to get Diddy. Now, here's the thing. I do not believe that the prosecution, I do not believe that the jurors will give Diddy that type of time. That type of time was already on the table, with the other charges. It was already on the table, 15 years to life, right? In my mind, just thinking like a layman, right? In my mind, if I'm a juror, I'm thinking, well, how is 15 years to life? 15 to life still on the table if they took these. I thought arson was serious. I thought that was a serious crime, That's a big crime. Kidnapping, that's big. So this comes down to just whether or not he had consensual sex. This comes down to whether some escorts got paid to have sex. That wouldn't sit right with me, giving somebody 15 years to life for being freaky, having some freak-offs. That just wouldn't sit well with me as a juror. Now, I know some people are strictly by the book. What the law say? What does the law say? We gotta stick to the book. People without moral flexibility scare me. I think you gotta have more flexibility. For example, remember in the movie Life, when Martin ran after that pie? He went and got that pie out of the window at the warden's house, and they was gonna shoot him, but they didn't. That's moral flexibility. Like, you know what, man? The man been in jail for decades, and all he wanted was some damn pie. Let the man have the damn pie. You know what I mean? Just let him have the damn pie. Yeah, let the man have the damn pie. Similarly, if someone, let's say, steal a turkey out of the store, and you found out that this person stole the turkey because they was hungry, and they got kids, and they got kids outside, and and they're waiting. It's like, yeah, you ain't supposed to be in here stealing, man, but I'm just not the type of person gonna send somebody to jail for stealing a turkey. A poor person, now you come back in and you try to make it a pattern, then I gotta get you. But, I'm gonna look at it like, nah, I ain't finna do all that, man. Like, how can I help you? Hell, I might give her a job. More flexibility, man. People have it when they want to have it. They have it when they want to give it to somebody they like, somebody they cool with, somebody they relate to. They got more flexibility. But for others, they don't. Parents even have more flexibility when it comes to other people's children, but not their own. Or their own children, but not other people's children. Yeah. Yeah, so 15 to life is still on the table, y'all. 15 years to life is on the table for Diddy. If he's convicted of any number of those sex charges, I personally don't think it'll happen. I do not believe it'll happen. But we've seen worse. Let me tell you how cold the game is. It could be a deal made behind behind the scenes. Could be a deal made, and Diddy they could find him guilty, knowing that a pardon is imminent. So even though he's found guilty and get 15 years to life, he ain't gonna be in jail long, because we know Trump is going to pardon him. And even if Trump wasn't in office, the next president will pardon him. Because one thing that Trump has exposed about the pardoning system is that, man, all you got to do is just want to pardon somebody. You ain't got to explain yourself or nothing. You can just pardon somebody, and that's it. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Can't nobody do anything about it. Once the president pardon you, your pardon is good. So I do believe no matter what happens at the end of the day, Diddy will get pardoned if he's convicted. Diddy will not be rotting in jail. He will not be rotting in jail. Somebody said the feds did not take kidnapping and arson up. They absolutely did. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but they absolutely they dropped the allegations of attempted kidnapping and attempted arson related to Sean Diddy Combs' racketeering charge in his federal trial. This decision was made to streamline jury instructions as the case heads towards closing arguments. This does not mean Diddy is completely clear regarding potential kidnapping or arson allegations, as the indictment still includes these as part of the overall racketeering conspiracy. So it's part of the overall racketeering conspiracy, but he cannot be convicted of kidnapping or arson, if that makes any sense to you. It's almost like it's like them using the video of him beating on Cassie. They're using the video of him beating on Cassie, even though to shape the narrative of his volatile character. But he cannot be convicted for beating on Cassie. So you got to listen and learn and listen. According to the prosecution, the decision to remove these specific theories of liability aims to avoid confusion for the jury during deliberations. Shouldn't they have known that before the trial began? Diddy still faces serious federal charges, including sex trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution, to which he has pleaded not guilty. So if that's the case, they've got to lock up half of America. Because what about all these passport brothers going out of town spending money, coming back with their new brides, new girlfriends? And what they gonna do about that? And when I say passport brothers, I'm not just talking about regular dudes. I'm also talking about politicians who travel overseas to get down. I'm talking about politicians who have flying women in from all over the country, all over the world, getting down. Yeah, we gonna tell it, let's tell it all. What's up, Tiger Stewart? So I repeat, the feds have dropped the arson charges. They dropped the kidnapping charges, but they can still use the arson and kidnapping allegations to make their case. That's the difference. They can't be convicted of any, he can't be convicted of either one of those, but they are being permitted to use those arguments to make their case. So this is something y'all might want to know about. The Supreme Court has ruled that states can now cut off Medicaid funding for Planned Parenthood. They're cutting off Medicaid funding for Planned Parenthood. My girl Angela King is going to be happy about that. Oh, and here's something else, fam. An extended topic. Iran Supreme Leader, he popped off after the ceasefire. He said Israel was crushed and the U.S. got nothing from it despite all that noise. Yeah, he said all that noise, y'all bumping, y'all ain't doing nothing but bumping, y'all ain't gonna do nothing because we ain't scared. And y'all don't strike people who ain't scared of you. You only strike people who you strike fear in. Well, he didn't say all that, but I said the rest of that. But, you know, that's what he want to say. Yeah. Dude was like, I ain't scared of y'all. How y'all gonna let Israel bomb us and we can't bomb them back? That's basically what he's saying. Remind me of when we were little. Remember when you were little and your cousin hit you or your brother or sister hit you, and then you hit them back, and then they go run and cry and act like you started it. They go tell your mama that you hit them. Who was that? Kurt Williams. What's up? Oh yeah, fam. I will be at the Protected Mouth Grill pop-up this Saturday in Houston at Exotic Pop. I'll be there, and I'll be in Miami. When is Miami? I'll be in Miami on the 11th. I'm traveling with the pop-up tour. So I'll be in Miami on the 11th. I don't know the name of the mansion, but it's a mansion on a private island where the pop-up is taking place. Y'all can go to Ease Brands on IG and look up the dates and times and all that kind of stuff for the pop-up tour. But it's going down for real. I'll be in Tampa on the 12th and at the Trap Museum on the 13th, July 13th. Trap Museum. It's going down. John Doe, what up? YB. Yeah, Dallas. Yeah, I got Dallas. Actually, China, send me an email. Email me. I got something. I'm gonna run something by you. I'll be in Dallas. I know Dallas is on the tour. Let me look and see what date it is. Let's see. Let me help you out right here. Dallas. Dallas is August 5th. August 5th, I'll be in Dallas for the PMG pop-up tour, the Guard Your Grill. We call this the Guard Your Grill pop-up tour. I'll be there. I'll be in Dallas. Okay, so let me give y'all the dates right quick. June 28th, that's this Saturday, Houston. We'll be in Las Vegas on the 5th of July. Miami from the 11th, on the 11th. Atlanta on the 13th. Oakland on the 18th. On the 1st of August, we'll be in New York. the 2nd, Washington, D.C., the 3rd, Chicago, and on the 5th, Dallas. And new dates are continuing to be added to the tour. So I think we're going to end up doing probably somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 50, 60 dates, maybe even more. So that's what's up. Make sure y'all come out and support that. And remember, at all times, to guard your grill, man. Guard your grill. Yeah, I think at the pop-up, I think I'm going to go ahead on and get fitted. I think I'm going to get fitted for a grill. You know what I'm saying? But see, here's the thing. So when you get those grills, most people when people get grills, they don't have a grill protector. So my goddaughter invented a grill protector so that when you put your grills on, your grills don't destroy your teeth. And see, I got some nice white teeth. You know what I'm talking about? Real white teeth. And so I want to make sure I protect them. So I'm gonna put the grill protector in there and put my grill on, and I'm gonna be walking around like this. Yeah. That's how I'm gonna do it, y'all. I'm gonna bust out on them boys with a grill. Yeah, so if you want to get your tickets, if you want to get tickets to come to the pop-up, you want to do it like this. You want to go to Ease the Brand on Instagram. Ease, EASE, THEBRAND. Ease the Brand. And just follow that. Just follow the link. Sign up to show up. What's up, Eric Hill? For sure. Cinnalicious. What's up? Cinnalicious. Yeah, that Johnny Binder interview, appreciate that. Appreciate that. The Johnny Binder interview. Johnny Binder is really, really making some waves. You know, they really like Johnny Binder. So, yeah, Johnny Binder, actually, I got an interview with Johnny Binder next week. Another interview with him next week. I mean, y'all like, you know, I've had some incredible guests on the show, but Johnny Binder is like, you know, people love him. You know, the streets is crazy about him. So we're gonna do it again next week. And we actually got some other cool things going on too that y'all gonna hear about in the coming weeks. Black Warrior Spirit, yep, for sure. YB. You know, I like what you know, Johnny is a controversial figure, but I like him. I'm a controversial figure, shit. But I like Johnny because he really do put his money where his mouth is. He put his action where his mouth is. So he ain't for everybody, but he do put work in the community, like every day. And Johnny's older than me. I don't even know how he do it. I don't know where he get the energy from. And he be on go like every day. He be ready. Johnny be on go, man. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, he has some, his energy level is crazy. It's off the charts. He over here, he's over here, he's over here, over here, he's over there. I'm like, damn, man, when do you sleep? So yeah, so he put his money where his mouth is, and he put his actions, where his mouth is. So he actually put the work in for real. So uh, people can say what they want to say, but until they put the work in, they shouldn't say too much. What's up, Aunt? Kathy, what's up? All right, fam, that's my time. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. A few more comments, uh, comment recognitions before I go, and let y'all go ahead about your business. Was that Sean Hicks? Sean Lunatic. What's up, Sean? Tone Teray. Recot. Goodfellas. So I saw this movie yesterday, fam. Y'all should check it out. Robert De Niro is one of my favorite actors. Robert De Niro is damn good. I mean, like, this movie is this considered a chick flick? I don't think it's considered a chick flick, but it's a movie about. The movie is called Intern. I think it's been out for like 10 years or so or more, and it's about an old guy played by Robert De Niro working for a young woman who's played by Anne Hathaway. I think her name is Hathaway. She owns an online clothing store, and so he goes in with all of the challenges and stuff that an older person might face trying to work in this new progressive, bustling type of company, right? And he ends up doing it so well, he becomes the go-to guy. When he first get there, he's like totally confused. He don't even know how to turn a laptop on. But then he catches on because he has experience in business. So he uses old school business acumen with the new school thing that's going on, and he becomes the go-to guy for the owner. But it's so cool. It's got a lot of like principles and life lessons in it. But you got to pay attention to catch it. You got to pay attention. But it's a hell of a movie, man. It ain't got no killing in it, because I typically like movies with drama that's got a little killing and stuff, but it didn't have any killing. Didn't have any killing in it. It was just a well-written script. It's called The Intern. Check it out if you get a chance. But Robert De Niro, it just goes to show you his range. Dude got range. Dude can play a cold-blooded killer one moment. Next moment, he's playing a simp, a rich simp being taken advantage of by his wife, who's madly in love with her pimp-like boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. It's crazy. Robert De Niro got range. I think Robert De Niro, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, thinking of that range. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Denzel. Those are my top three. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Now there's other guys out there who are really really good, but they don't have the catalog, they don't have the rank, they don't have the amount of work. So not necessarily means that they're not good at what they do. But these guys, they get a lot of work and they got a lot of uh, movies out there, and they got dozens of movies out there actually where they're playing the lead, right? So I'm only saying that those names because they're the ones who are up there at the top and that get all that's got um, a lot of work to make comparisons, right? So anyway, fam, that's my time. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I will be back now. I will be back today on a live. I don't know exactly when, but I will be back. Until then, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.